You've put in the hours, you've done the work, and finally, you're moving up the career ladder. Surely this must mean more money, right? Well, sadly, sometimes this isn't the case. And when you aren't fairly compensated, showing up and doing the best you can, well, it's challenging. But don't let that discourage you. In this video, we'll help you come up with a better salary negotiation tactic. We'll look at common factors that impact salary, like region, industry, and job role, so you can come armed with the right data. By the end of this video, you'll have a better idea of how you stack up against your peers. As a product marketer, your earning potential doesn't just depend on your skills or the hours you put in. It's heavily influenced by experience, seniority, and how companies structure bonuses and equity. If you followed us at PMA long enough, you'll have read one or maybe all of our salary reports. These reports have helped guide hundreds of PMMs through tricky salary negotiations because they're packed with insights on whether product marketers are paid fairly and what factors play a key role in compensation. So let's jump right in and explore some of this year's findings. First, let's look at location. This year, we discovered that the global base salary average is $129,241, a 6% increase from 2023. Now, if we factor in location, how do certain regions compare to this global average? Well, to uncover the extent to which product marketing salaries vary worldwide, we began by looking at average compensation and median salaries by continent. Bear in mind, these numbers don't factor in stocks or bonuses. We see that North America leads with an average of $149,093. If we compare that to the second highest earning region, Australasia, we can spot quite a difference in salaries. If we look at total compensation, so including stocks and bonuses, the number increases. The average total compensation in North America is upwards of $170,000, far outpacing other regions. We can point to a handful of cities and states like California, Washington, and Massachusetts that serve as particularly lucrative locations for PMMs. Cities like San Francisco and Boston attract significant investment, house major tech companies, and foster a highly competitive job market, which drives up salaries. If we look at major cities elsewhere in the world, like London and Singapore, we find that their median product marketing salaries are $98,000 and $99,000 respectively, which are lower than the US average. To quote Bianca Stănescu, Director of Product Marketing at AdsWiz and Simplecast, companies are going borderless. Plenty of EU PMMs are working with US companies, and experience is starting to outweigh location. When European PMMs catch a glimpse of US paychecks, the salary gap can feel pretty striking, especially with rising expenses in Europe. But let's not compare apples to oranges. Living costs still play a big role in how salaries stack up. So, though a $150,000 salary in San Francisco might seem high, it doesn't stretch as far as a $110,000 salary in Austin, Texas, due to higher living expenses. That's why adjusting for purchasing power parity is crucial when evaluating compensation. When you factor in PPP, regions like the UK, Canada, Germany, and the Netherlands offer comparable purchasing power despite having lower nominal salaries. If you wanted to explore some of these findings in more detail, head to the link in the description below. Our report contains a ton more information. But now let's focus on another key factor, your job role. When looking at years of experience, we can see that salaries climb quickly in the early stages of your career. Median pay starts at $85,000 for first-year PMMs, jumping to $130,000 by year 4, and peaking at $250,000 for those with over 20 years. That's a significant growth curve. But seniority plays a big role in this. Associate PMMs earn an average of $72,800 globally, but as you climb the ladder to roles like Senior PMM or VP, you'll see a considerable jump. Senior PMMs, for instance, earn $152,000 in the US on average, while VPs hit $213,000 globally. In addition to the factors we've discussed already, the salaries of PMMs vary significantly by industry, something we've observed consistently in our last 3 product marketing salary reports. The healthcare sector has taken the lead as the highest paying industry for product marketers, with median salaries of $125,000. Education and computer software follow closely. On the other end of the spectrum, telecommunications and consumer packaged goods, CPG, report the lowest median earnings. Finally, let's explore company structure. Every organization is unique. and the nature of the company you're employed by can have a substantial impact on your salary and earning potential. Let's examine the 4 key indicators of organization size: company growth stage, overall employee headcount, product marketing team size, and company revenue. Number 1, company growth stage. It's often assumed that the more established a company becomes, the more generous it can be with employee compensation. At early pre-product market fit companies, median global salary started at $85,149. Once companies achieve product market fit, this jumps to over $100,000. At late stage or scale-up companies, salaries climb further to $112,500 globally, with US salaries reaching $164,000. So can we really say that product marketing roles at bigger companies pay better? Well, partially. Though we can conclude that company maturity can influence salary structures, the link is not entirely linear. So when thinking of where you'd like to go next in your career, bear in mind that though you might get paid more, joining larger organizations often comes with some challenges, like slower decision-making or less autonomy. These are all things that can be less appealing to PMMs who thrive on agility and innovation. So finding the right fit for your career goals is just as important as the paycheck. Employee headcount. When we look at global median salaries measured by employee headcount, we can see some evidence of a correlation, but only at the extreme ends of the spectrum. So small companies, 1 to 10 employees, report median salaries of $54,000, significantly lower than larger organizations. At companies with over 10,000 employees, salaries soar to $137,000 globally, reflecting the financial resources of bigger corporations. However, for mid-sized organizations of around 200 to 5,000 employees, there's no clear link between headcount and pay. It might be the case that for mid-sized organizations, access to capital varies. For example, if we look at median salaries in the US, we see that there's almost no trend at all. That is, salaries don't fluctuate that much. Presumably, the high concentration of institutional investors in the United States willing to back early-stage organizations means that smaller companies are more able to compete on pay with larger multinational ones. Team size. Next, we wanted to explore if bigger teams meant bigger compensation. In much the same way as with overall employee headcount, we can see a link between PMM team size and median earnings at the extreme ends of the spectrum, with respondents in larger teams of around 10 plus people earning 24% above the overall median product marketing salary. Clearly, bigger doesn't always mean better, both in the context of headcount and team size, unless a company has the scale and resources to support competitive pay and career growth. Lastly, there's company revenue. Now, when we look at company revenue, we can appreciate the link between organizational size and earning potential. Product marketers at companies with an annual revenue of over $2 billion are twice as likely to receive company stock than their peers at companies with a turnover of less than $1 billion. Similarly, base salaries at the largest organizations are 24% higher than the product marketing average. Given what we found regarding company structure, you might be wondering, does company size really matter? Well, as we've seen, it seems size matters only at the extreme ends of the organizational maturity spectrum. And product marketers at very small companies were found, on average, to be earning less than their peers at more established organizations. Finally, across the spectrum of mid-sized companies, we were unable to detect a strong link between organizational scale and earning potential. This would suggest that once a business reaches a certain level of maturity, its size and composition have little bearing on the size of the salaries it awards. Salary in product marketing is shaped by a variety of factors, and understanding these dynamics can help you navigate your career with more confidence. But remember, it's not all about the numbers. When you're looking to change careers or find a better job, think on your values and the personal and professional goals you'd like to achieve. In the end, it comes down to what you prioritize most, which is as important as securing a competitive salary. If you're preparing for a salary negotiation or exploring your next career move, be sure to check out the PMA salary report for even more detailed insights and data. You can find the link in the description below. For more resources, check out our website, productmarketingalliance.com. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.